Morning, guys. Happy coffee talk. Coffee this morning is my Valhalla coffee. It's already ground, which isn't something I normally do, but it came that way as a gift, and it's so good. And it's in my Tree Star mug, which actually was a present from Fitme client service manager Brooke, who is here at my house right now, which is fun. She's going to be here for a few weeks. And she gave me this mug as a birthday gift, I think 2 years ago, and it is one of my absolute favorites. So quick announcement before I dive into the message. The Fitme reset is still going on. And on Friday last week, I posted, hey, who had some wins from the week? And we had over 100 comments in there. So there is some really fun progress that's happening as a part of the reset. And it feels really good to have that kind of momentum in January. And so I just wanted to remind you that you can sign up for the reset all month. If you didn't sign up yet, it's totally fine because it's free. You just want to do a minimum of 7 days, but you can do a maximum of the rest of the month. You get to customize your reset for you. So you get to pick the targets that make the most sense for you, the ones that will be the most meaningful. And then you get all of the community momentum progress that's happening in the Facebook group. So I'll put the link in the comments, the link in the show notes, and definitely join us for the reset, because why not have on Friday this week, you make a huge win and share it. I think that you deserve it, and so why not do it? And it's the little wins that matter the most. It's not the giant ones, right? Like between now and Friday, maybe it's not a giant win, but what if it's a little win? And what if next week you have another little win, and after that you have another little win, and it becomes the beginning of a shift. That's how big shifts happen, is with small steps, and maybe your first small step is joining the reset. So anyways, the links in the bio, the links in the show notes. And so let's just dive into our coffee talk message for today. I want to talk about consistency, but we always talk about consistency, so I want to change that word a little bit. When I first got certified as a nutrition coach, and so I'm going to explain how this works. So at first, I was working when I very first became a coach. So a little background. I became a coach because the year that I lost 40 pounds changed my lifestyle from sort of all over the place, eating mostly junk food and processed crap and eating out too much and drinking and not exercising, to I changed my lifestyle, right? Like at the end of the day, yes, did I lose 40 pounds? 100%. But I started lifting weights. I started making my food at home. I started drinking more water. I quit fast food. I started saving treats for occasions rather than all the time. I stopped snacking on sugar and junk food and started eating more quality food. I fundamentally changed my lifestyle. I found a community of people to exercise with and to get strong and do walks with. So all of those things happened, right? And during that year, I had a coach that really helped me. He taught me how to lift heavy. He talked to me about food. He actually created the boot camp class that I went to, that I met all these people. He was this like really important person in that year. And he was a coach. He was a personal trainer. And I remember about 2/3 of the way through the year, I asked him and I said, hey, do you think that I could ever be a personal trainer or a coach? And I was really timid and uncertain when I asked him this. And he, instead of being like, I don't know what it's called, like gatekeeping, where like you just keep all of the good stuff to yourself, he was the exact opposite. He was like, 100% you could do it. You should do it. Let me know how I can help. And so I was like, well, I guess I just don't even know where to start. And he pointed me in the direction of my very first certification, which was to become a personal trainer. And so I did personal training for a while. I started my own boot camp class, and then I started coaching weightlifting and CrossFit, and really, really enjoyed that. And all of that time gaining experience around people and bodies and fitness and all that good stuff, that was probably 5 or 6 years of doing that. And then I started realizing, wow, people can come to my class for an hour and do really great stuff, and then they go home and they struggle the rest of the day because they really don't have those habits in place. I was only coaching them on this one piece of the puzzle, when I just told you that the changes that I made to create that fundamental life shift, yes, to lose 40 pounds, yes, to look better in clothes, all that stuff, but fundamentally shift from an unhealthy lifestyle to a healthy one, that happened with more than just 1 hour in the gym. And so as I started to realize that as a coach and as a trainer, I was like, wow, like I really want to help people with more than 1 hour in the gym. And so I started learning and educating myself on nutrition. And so I started taking certifications and learning more and more, and starting to work with people on their nutrition and their lifestyle habits and make those changes. And one of the first things that I learned as a nutrition coach was around consistency and, quote, like in the coaching space, compliance. What it means is, like, if I say I need you to do this 6 days out of the week, then if you do it 6 days out of the week, you are compliant with, and again, that's sort of just like a trainer talk word. So it was one of the very first things I learned. And so I would give people nutrition targets, and my coach and mentor, and I learned this from him, would actually say, well, if they didn't hit them, like if they didn't do it, if they weren't compliant, then you can't change anything. You can't build on it, right? They haven't done it yet. You actually have to help them do that, and then you can build on it. And so I realized, and this was like a really important lesson, that being consistent or compliant with the things that you're shooting for, maybe 4 out of the 7 days of the week, is not enough. It's not nothing. But if we're talking about lifestyle and nutrition changes, sometimes we actually have to be a lot more consistent than that if we want to see things actually start to move the needle. And I thought that I would bring that up on today's Coffee Talk episode because it was one of the very first lessons I learned around nutrition changes, was that in order to create a fundamental change in your body, you are going to have to change things and be consistent. So if you just eat a salad one day, it's not changing anything. Or if you eat a salad like once a week, it's not changing anything. But if you start to do that more consistently, if you start to actually every single day you eat vegetables, well, all of a sudden that starts to change something. What if every single day you say no thanks to sugar? Well, that starts to change something. What if every single day you start to walk, and maybe you only miss it once, maybe you only miss one time a week? Well, that's very consistent. You are essentially being compliant in like that nutrition coaching sense. You are able to see progress. And so one of the biggest mistakes that I see from people when they're starting to make nutrition changes is they are just not consistent enough. They're doing it, but they're not doing it enough. And so what you need to look for when you actually are motivated, and you're saying like, in this season, so for example, say you're like, this season, I want to lose weight. Like I need to lose 25 pounds, so I want to lose weight. Okay, well, if you are just being pretty okay, and again, if you are at 0, if every day is trash and you go to 4 days a week of looking awesome, and not looking awesome, but like eating well, walking, doing stuff, if you go from 0 to 4, you're going to see progress, okay? But if you've already kind of been coasting at like 4 and you're doing pretty well, you're actually going to need to bump it up to like 6.5 out of 7. 6.5 out of 7, you're going to be pretty on point if you want to see progress and change in order to be like compliant. Like if I was your nutrition coach, I would say like, did you do your targets for the week? Well, did you hit 6, were you mostly there? 90% of the way, did you do it? Because if you did 90%, well, guess what? We're going to start to see progress. You start to do that for a couple weeks in a row, all of a sudden things change. That's what consistency looks like when you're actually trying to change your body. And it's similar with weightlifting, or if you want to get stronger, if you want to start exercising. If you're at 0 and you start doing 4 days a week, well, that's phenomenal. So I'm not saying you can't make progress doing that. But what I'm saying is if you're already sort of in that like mid zone of things aren't that bad, but I need to do more, it needs to be a really big shift forward into more. One of the things that I've used this metaphor before around progress is, imagine that there's a road, okay? There's a road. I kind of like this particular story. So imagine there's a road, and when you are eating junk food, snacking on sugar all day, you're sedentary, you're not walking or exercising at all. You're just kind of all over the place. And people use those words. When you are all over the place, you're not on the road at all. Not at all. You're hopping around. Sometimes you're on the road. Sometimes you're off the road. Sometimes you're in the ditch. You're everywhere. And you know it. You're like in my nutrition, my like lifestyle habits, they're all over the place. That's what you mean. You're not making progress, because progress would be moving forward on the road. Every once in a while you could accidentally make some progress, but then you're also going to sometimes go backwards. And again, you are all over the place. You're not even on the road. So what we do in Fitme is we get you on the road. So we help create that healthy lifestyle. So we start to clear out some of the BS that knocks you into the ditch. we point your vehicle in the right direction. We get you put on the road and we get you moving forward. Okay? So now you're on the road. Maybe you swerve a little bit from time to time. Every once in a while, maybe something throws you off the road, literally off track, but you know how to get back on track. That is the primary purpose of Fitme coaching, is to get you from all over the place to on the road and making progress. Okay. So once you are on the road, you are moving, you kind of have an idea of this is what I need to do to live this healthy lifestyle, to be on track. But you are not going to go the same speed forward all the time. That's unrealistic. Just like driving, you would not be like 90 miles an hour forward all the time. So there's going to be certain seasons where you want to see faster progress. You want that progress to speed up. You want to move down that road more quickly. And so in those kind of seasons, that's what I'm talking about, where we're going to go from more like you're on the road, right? You're already doing the things a lot, but we want to go faster. We want to see, 15 pounds come off in the next 4 months. Okay, well, we're going to need to increase the consistency to 90%, put that joker in gear. Now we're moving forward at a faster pace because we've increased the consistency. We didn't change much. You're still on the road. You're still doing a lot of the same things. You're just more consistent. You're staying on the road longer. You're able to go faster because you're dialed in. You're focused. You've eliminated a lot of the things that throw you off, and you're moving forward faster, right? Now, here's the beautiful thing. If you have done this right and you have healthy lifestyle habits that are in place, then sometimes you may need to slow down. Maybe you can't be as consistent as 99% or 95%. Maybe you've got a whole bunch of craziness at work and stuff that's going to get in the way of you being that 95% consistent. And so you don't go to zero. You don't go back to all over the place. No way. No. You just take your foot off the gas. You're still on the road. You're still making progress. You're just not going quite as fast. You keep those healthy lifestyle habits in place. Maybe the consistency comes back to more like 80, 85%. You're feeling like you're doing it. You are on the road, right? And you probably are still moving forward because you've actually made enough momentum that you can move forward. That's what momentum is. You have put your foot on the gas for a while, so now if you have to take it off, you're good. You can even coast for a while. You can even take your foot off the gas sometimes. You can't do that forever, but you can do it a little bit and still be on track and still be moving forward. And so, again, one of the very first things that I learned about nutrition was this concept of consistency and compliance, of like, you are going to have, if you want to put your foot on the gas and see progress, you're going to have to dial it in. You're going to have to be off track less often. You're going to have to be able to go faster, which means that you're pointed in the right direction and that you are doing the things consistently. When you do that, you're going to see progress faster. Especially if you've been coming out of a season of coasting, which most of us have, because we wanted to enjoy the holidays, which is A-okay, 100% A-okay to enjoy the holidays. And so now if you want to speed up your progress, you want to get stronger, you want to feel healthier, you want your blood work to be better, you want to lose weight, you want to do all of those things, now we need to dial in that consistency. It can't just be 4 days out of the week. We need to go to 6.5. Let's be very specific. You cannot be on track Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, make Friday kind of like a want day, and then give up on Saturday and Sunday, and then actually see any progress. You're going to still be on the road, but you're not moving forward very fast. So if you want to move forward faster, go to 6.5 to 7. And if you're like, Christy, I'm not even on the road. I am all over the dang place still. I'm not making progress. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm eating poorly. I am not exercising yet. I'm not doing the thing. Well, guess what? We can help you get on the road, and then we'll help you put your foot on the gas after that. But first step is to get you on the road and point in the right direction. So please don't listen to this. If that is you, do not, end this podcast without committing to yourself to reach out to me. I'm going to put the apply for coaching below the reset link, and I want you to click that and apply for coaching. Because if I described you exactly, if you know you are off track, you're not even on the road, you remember being on the road once before, but it's been so long, you can't get back there. Every time you try, you just get thrown off again, back into the ditch. Well, then let me help you get on the road. That's what we do in Fitme. So we'll help you get on the road, and then we'll help you put your foot on the gas after you're on track, right? So hopefully this message was helpful. Dial it in, guys. Let this be your motivation. I'm going to be doing it too. I'm going to go from 4 to 6.5. So do it with me. And let's support each other as we're all driving on this road together. We can, cheer for each other, right? There's enough room for all of us to make progress. And so let's do it together. And if you see a buddy who's in the ditch, by all means, point them in the right direction. Get them some help. Tell them what they need to do to get on the road. Invite them to join you. Follow along behind you, right? Like, that's the beauty of community. And I'm even going to take this like metaphor story further and talk about things that I don't really know about cars, but I know for sure that when you're in a pack of cars that you can actually, I forget what it's called, but you actually can go fast with them without putting your foot on the gas because you're with them. It's called like drafting, maybe, I think. I don't know. I don't follow cars or race cars or whatever, but I know that that's a thing. You can actually, sort of piggyback off of the speed of the people around you when you're in a pack. So, AKA, get yourself a squad and a community. That was from last week's podcast. But thanks as always for plugging into Coffee Talk. If you haven't done so, subscribe to Fitme Coffee Talk on your favorite podcast platform. And if you're not a part of our Facebook group yet, then come on over to Facebook, search Fitme Community, request to join the group, and I will add you there. So, hope to talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.